Hi, good everybody. This is Etienne Marcel Pertut, and welcome to another edition of Fighting Peaches. On today's edition, we have our exclusive interview with Georgia Tech volleyball head coach Michelle Collier as Yellow Jackets prepare to open up their 2025 campaign in the next few days. And before we get to Michelle previewing the Yellow Jackets season, as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership to sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. We will have plenty of coverage of Georgia Tech athletics throughout this entire season. In the fall, we're going to focus on volleyball, cross country, and those are the sports really going on, and then and football as well. So make sure you continue to follow our site, sportsinquirer.net. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter/X, Instagram, and Facebook. And look us up on Etienne Marcel or the Sports Inquirer. And finally, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our audio and video hosts, which include YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and more. Just do the searches under my name or the Sports Inquirer, and you should be able to find us and everything we have going on. As I mentioned, I was able to catch up with Georgia Tech volleyball head coach Michelle Collier earlier this summer as the Yellow Jacks continued their preseason preparations for this upcoming season. We touched on a lot of topics, really great conversation. Really look forward to y'all hearing or seeing it right now. Enjoy.
Get better, and then some amazing players who have worked really, really hard to make Georgia Tech to a spot that we are today, and then looking forward to continuing the challenges and to continue to sustain our results and think farther and farther. So the sky's the limit. So I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, and we're actually, it's not on video, but we're actually in the gym. And I was looking at the banners, and I remember when we first started talking, it was about ending the drought, the NCAA tournament drought.
Uh-huh.
And then there was also that 1 year, 2018, where there was some disappointment there, not making the tournament.
Yeah, we should have made it.
Years later, I agree with you on that. But going from that and just from bottom half of the conference, you're not struggling, you have like a winning record. 5 straight years in the NCAAs, just what does that mean to you in the program that the NCAA tournament's not even like its expectation, and now it's about advancing and going beyond?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we had to grow, with our expectations, and we had to understand our responsibility as players, as staff, and we had to continue to kind of evolve again as things kind of kept getting higher and higher. It's one thing when you make it, 1 year, 2 years, and everybody's like so hyped up about it, and it's a surprise. And then, now people are expecting you to be there. And so I think it was, again, it's the growth of everybody from administration to our coaching staff, to our players, to our culture, like making sure that we understand. We always tell them, it takes what it takes. And so we have to understand what it takes, and we have to make sure that we're doing, and the habits that we're creating are allowing us to put ourselves closer to getting the results that we want to get, So it's definitely not easy. It's not easy on the players. It's not easy on the staff. We're always challenging our administration to try to continue to, allow us to propel forward. And so it's not easy for anyone involved, but I think everybody wants what's best for Georgia Tech and wants to challenge themselves and want us to be successful. So it's been a great ride. Just been really cool to kind of keep it up.
Yeah, and then looking on once again with Georgia Tech volleyball head coach Michelle Collier as the team prepares for 2025. Yeah, looking at the roster and just the overall makeup, it seems like I won't say it's a rebuild year, but you're a transition. You lost a lot of upperclassmen and seniors from last season. You bring back some this year, and we'll get to them. What about just the overall makeup? Seems like this is a year of, at least in the beginning, where you have a lot of moving parts coming into the campaign.
For sure, yes. I think there's a lot of moving pieces. I think it's, especially in the outside position, will be a young year for us. We have had, that was back in 18, 19 when Julia and Mari and those guys were in that position and they were young. And so we understand the challenges there. You can't you just can't shortcut experience. But I think that we have a lot of players in that position that have played a lot of volleyball, that have played big roles within their clubs and their national teams and things like that. So we're looking forward for them to come in and kind of take a leadership role right from the beginning, and then just really molding what we want to do here. There's a great core group of returners. I think that our middle group has been done an awesome job in preseason when it comes to their leadership and the things that they're doing. So it's been really cool to see that. It's been a challenging summer for us because we have a lot of players playing overseas. They're playing with their national teams. So we have yet to have our whole squad here, and we won't until classes start. So the preseason has been a little bit different, but we got some great staff. We got our male practice players, and they're awesome, and they really everybody just kind of jumped in, and we've been having I think a really productive preseason, and we're able to, I think, focus on a lot of things that maybe other preseasons we wouldn't have. If we only had the whole team here, we would be doing some other things. And so it's been really good. I think it's been great for the players, the young players that are here, the newer players that are here in our system. It's been a lot of teaching, and they're absorbing and they're responding. So it's been a fun kind of, putting together. I think that's one of the fun parts of the job.
Yeah, you do have some players on international team. What you pause?
No,
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. The balance though, because they are international dudes, so they're getting that great experience, but they're not here on campus.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? And you've said, I guess, with some of the male players, and just how do you work?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we want them to have the opportunity to play internationally. We think it's an important part of their development, and obviously a lot of them want to be on their national team in the international pipeline when they leave here. So it's important that they continue to develop that relationship with their countries and with the leagues. And so we had Mimi that played on the Youth 19 here in the U.S. You got some players now that are playing on the Under 21 World Championships. So it's really cool that they have an opportunity to do that. I think they've been playing all summer, so they might have not been here, but I think that they've been training and developing, which is awesome. And then our goal is there's some returners that are there, there's some new players that are there, but our goal is to just, once we get a chance to get everybody together, work on that and see what is the best team that we can put together for the 29th, and then we'll go from there. So we'll take one day at a time. I think that we're doing the most with the group that we have here, with the scenario that we have here, and we'll again attack. When they get back, we need to see about their load and their rest and they're in Indonesia right now, so the time change is crazy. They have a 35-hour flight back this way. They start classes, so there will be a lot that we'll have to manage next week within our team, but we'll do our best. I got great people around me to do that, and we'll hit the ground running.
You mentioned your middles. You got Liv and DeAndra there coming back, two upperclassmen, a graduate and a senior. How valuable is that for you to at least have some veteran presence in the middle?
Yeah, no, I think they've done a great job. I mean, Liv, DeAndra, Anna, Bozy, they all have been in our gym for a very long time, and so they've really stepped up as leaders in practice, off practice. And so it's been really cool to see that. I think that, again, we're going to count on them to be leaders because they have been here, and they're going to have to play a big role, especially with newer outsides and things like that. They're going to have our blocking, our defense, our offense. We're going to have to count on them to step up, and I'm looking forward to seeing that dynamic kind of develop.
And what about your outsides? You do return Suarez, so you have some, but what about just overall that unit?
Yeah, there's a lot of new players in our pens, right side and outsides. So I think it will be a position that I think we have great depth, probably the most talent we have had in those positions ever. So there's going to be a lot of competition for the positions. There's going to be a lot of options for us to different ways of attacking players with different strengths and weaknesses. We got a right side that's really tall. We got one that's a lefty. We got Larry, who's has been in our system for a while. Same with the outsides. We got some that are better ball control players, others that are a little more physical. So it'll be cool to just kind of get them all in here. They're all good players. We're gonna have I think a really strong squad, and then then will be us to do our job and make sure that we're putting right people in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and who's going to be the quarterback of that? Who's going to be your setter? How have you been handling that competition?
Yeah, I mean, we have Elo that's coming back, Eloise, and she's been out this summer playing with the Brazilian national team. She's actually in the finals of the Pan American Games today, I think, either today or tomorrow. So that's been exciting. She's been doing a good job there. And then we have 2 freshmen that have been training with us this whole time. So Sarah and Abby. So I think it's been really good for them to be here on their own. I think that they have had to carry the load, and there's a lot of growth. And I think they've been really overwhelmed the past 2 weeks with a lot of the information and so many things we want to upgrade and change and teach. And you know, again, they hit the ground running, so they have to be able to step up and be able to run an offense at the way that we want to run the offense. And so it's been a lot of growth for them. Very proud of their response and just I think approach to everything. And I'm looking forward to as things start to settle for them and become a little bit easier, you know, for their future here. So it's been a good group. I think they're ready. I think Eloy is going to play a big role there too, with being a leader, being able to talk to them, calm them down a little bit, because a lot of times a lot of pressure in that position. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they develop.
What about the defensive specialist, the libero, in that position? Similar kind of setup there. So you have some returners, but some people you want to kind of incorporate.
Yeah, so we have Sophia, who's returning, and has been here for 2 years now. And Sophia's doing a great job for us. And then Danny, who's a freshman from New York. And but Danny graduated early. He's been here in the spring, so she's been getting a little bit of experience there too. And again, now with the smaller roster size, we have less in that position, and so there's more pressure in that position as well, because we only have 2 out of those players, and they have to be performing. They have to be healthy. And so it's been interesting to see them carrying that load. They're getting more reps in practice. All that stuff. So it's been a little bit of adjustment. We usually have had 3, 4, 5 DSs on a roster, and now with the limit with a team, you know, we're carrying 2. And so it's been interesting to see how that's going to play out in the long run as we develop. But they've been doing a great job.
Once again, we're here with Georgia Tech volleyball head coach Michelle Collier. What's the anticipation level for the team this year? I mean, just how excited are you to have a full roster? Sounds like that's been the battle.
Yeah.
But how excited are you to when they do all get here to practice and ultimately get back on the court?
Yeah, we're excited to see where it goes. I think that you know, we were talking and even looking at our schedule and having them understand, like, you know, that every time that we step on the court, we can win or lose. Like, every match that we play, there is not a guarantee. The same way that we're going to play great teams, and there is not a guarantee that they're going to win, or we're going to play teams that are below us, and there's not a guarantee that we're going to win. We're really going to have to perform at a high level. We're going to get challenged from day one in our schedule. The ACC is only getting harder and harder.
And you got to play everyone this year too.
And we got to play everyone. We got to play.
Year, yeah.
And so, you know, we got to be ready on that 29th. I mean, we have to be at our best. Or close to our best, and really at our best possible at that time, to really get challenged and make sure that we're growing and taking advantage of our preseason schedule. We're going to have some fun matches, very challenging matches, and then preparing ourselves for the conference schedule that's going to be a grind. So looking forward to it, looking forward to see how it all going to play out. But if you had to ask me, you know, who's going to be on the court on that day, I have no idea. So we're still working on that.
That's what you call it preseason, but non-conference. That's what it's for, really, to do that. Oh, and some fun questions here with Coach Michelle Collier from Georgia Tech volleyball. Favorite courts? Well, you had an illustrious collegiate career, so we'll do it both ways. Favorite court that you played in, besides your home court down at South Florida?
Favorite court
that you played on?
You know, BYU, I thought it was really fun.
Provo, yeah.
Yeah, I thought BYU was really fun. You're saying for me as a player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was you coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching at BYU.
Coaching was BYU. I think that was a fun environment to play in. So it was nice. It was loud. A little similar to our home environment. So it was pretty cool. I think playing maybe Louisville. I thought that we always very good matches against Louisville. There was always they're a high-level team, and there was always a lot of battle there, so it was always fun to play them.
And what about you as a player?
Louisville.
Oh, so you back? So Louisville, even when you were playing.
We were back in Conference USA. So,
yes.
Louisville and South Florida, and we had some good battles. So it was a fun from gym to play in.
Sure. Who's
Continues to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Who was, I don't want to say favorite recruit, but maybe the most fun recruit that you were able to bring in for a variety of reasons, maybe travel, or there's just a unique story behind it, or maybe someone that was not highly regarded but really developed into a
Yeah, no,
solid
I
player?
think when I first got here, that first group that I had, they were all sophomores,
Yeah.
and it was a big sophomore class. Um, and those guys really laid the foundation. I think that they helped me so much as a coach. They gave me confidence to do my job and kind of laid the foundation. They really believed in me and bought into the things that I was doing. And so I think that was a fun, really fun group to coach. Uh, there were the Van Gunst twins were working, London, Becca. Like I had kids from Lauren Pitts. Like they're all doing some great things with their lives now. Tegan is still playing the AVP professionally. And so it's been really fun. But I think that group was a really important group for me and for my career and for Georgia Tech. I really think that they embraced my vision and the things that I was doing, and they were really able to lay the foundation into the things that we're doing back in 2014. But when they graduated in 2016, I think that they really left this place way higher than we could ever imagine. So it was a good way to hit the ground running from there.
We're one of the two best players, not even ones that you end up getting, but that you saw at the prep level. So under 18, we'll just do the mark there.
Yeah.
That some one or two that you were just like, this is a special talent that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Julia and Mari, obviously, we watch them play in the U17 national team. Mari is always a player that it's been hard to find somebody like her. She was a kid that just loves to play. Like, she's so much fun to coach, always comes in with the best energy, really gets after it. Here, obviously, Maddie Tippett was a libero that I watched a lot. She graduated in 2018 here for us, but was somebody that I really followed when I got here in 2014. So it was kind of like my really first recruiting class on that year. So those were Kayla Kaiser, Michaela Dow. Like those were great kids that I was able to follow their young career, and that they really elevated the level here at our program too. So it was important kids for our history.
Yeah, from the United States, where's the furthest you've traveled to see a recruit in person?
The United States.
From the furthest from this space.
I'd say California.
Okay. No international. Have you done international to see a player?
Oh no, yeah, international.
Yeah, international.
No, internationally.
Oh, I meant, when I said
places.
No, I'm saying from the United. Yeah, you've been in the United States based for a long time.
Yeah, internationally. I mean, I think Turkey.
Went to Turkey.
I mean, Hungary. I go every spring. Poland. Those are some of the kids that we have here this year. So yeah, Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe block.
Probably,
yeah. Wow, that's incredible. You get to see the world.
I do. I mean, I'm very definitely very grateful and lucky to do what I do, and for Georgia Tech to allow me the opportunity to really seek talent anywhere in the world, which is definitely it doesn't happen everywhere. So.
Yeah. Your favorite uniform combination for the team?
Favorite uniform. I like the short sleeves, the no sleeves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The guns out. I like that. I think that that's an intimidating look. Probably go with the white short sleeves. I think it's a nice little uniform for them. Makes them look sharp.
And you're very fashionable too. What goes into that game? What's the decision making for the fashion?
That's been an evolution. It I had the heels at first, and then everybody now it's the leggings without the heels, so you got to think about your tennis shoes, and that got to match. And as a staff, we've been talking, we kind of been evolving there too, where wanting to wear the same tone of color, or we want to be unison in there, so some synchrony. So it's been fun. I mean, we're really look good, play good, right? So I think that we're really trying to be at our best off the court, so they can be their best on the court, and the looks kind of play a part in it as well.
Absolutely. And with this current NCAA landscape, you've been in it for a while now. What's one thing you'd like to see improved, or just maybe done better, or maybe something just enhanced from what we've been seeing just with the past few years?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to. I mean, I think it's great that the players are able to gain more out of their experience. but I think it's a little bit out of control. So I think that we're losing focus on what this time should be for their lives. But there's a lot of transition happening from them going from club to college to maybe become professional players. And in their lives too, they're figuring out what they want to do professionally, what careers they want to go into, who they are as people. So at the 18 to 21 there's a lot of things happening in their lives, and I think we're only focusing on one thing, and then it's how much money we can get out of this time. And I think there needs to be a holistic view of all that. How can we get all these things and not lose focus of all these other things that are important and that are going to carry over with them for 40, 50, for the rest of their lives. I think that I love college sports. I love college athletics, and one of the biggest reasons for it is because we get to impact and help give an opportunity for people to really grow in a space that kind of allows them to discover themselves and kind of leave here, ready to take on the world. And if the only thing we're focusing on now is the financial side of it, then I just think we're really missing out on the value of the experience. And so hopefully all that levels out and we get a kind of the best of both worlds. I think it's a little unbalanced right now.
Yeah. And then lastly, what's the best coaching advice that maybe you received, or even the best advice you've given, maybe from another source that you've gotten over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is always, I think one of the biggest things is that being emotionally controlled and intelligent. You can't ride the highs and the lows. Because it's just a bumpy ride, and there's different challenges that come every time. And so being able to really, I think to me, one of the things that I talk to my staff and to everybody around is like, hey, if we can go home and rest our head on a pillow, that really know that we have the right intentions in place, we're going to make some good choices, we're going to make some bad choices, but in the end of the day, I think the intentions are there about what we're doing, and we're coming from a genuine place of wanting to do what's best for the team, wanting to do what's best for their player. And so it's really just staying leveled with that, not being too hyped when we win and not being too crazy when we lose. It's just trusting our job and our work and the things that we do every day. And the results are going to kind of work around that, So I think that being steady and just learning from that, I think it's been a big help for me.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Michelle Collier, head coach of Georgia Tech volleyball. Just a great conversation. She's always been really friendly to us over the years. And yeah, just overarching thoughts on this upcoming season for the Yellow Jackets. Good breakdown of the players and everything that's going on with the program. So really looking forward to keeping track of the Yellow Jackets as they embark on this 2025 season campaign. Once again, thank you for listening or watching this latest edition of Fighting Peaches. And to see everything we have going on, head to the mothership to sportsinquirer.net. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter/X, Instagram, and Facebook. And finally, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our audio and video host, which include YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and more. Thank you for watching or listening. Good fight, good night, and be safe.